We're going to do a little bit more work with systems of equations and our solving. So this time we're going to use elimination. And with elimination, there are three possible solutions that we can get. We can get no solution, we can get one solution, the point where they do intersect, and we can get an infinite number of solutions. So we're going to start with this example here to see what we get. And the x's are different, but the y's are the same. Since the y's are the same, it's a negative and a negative, we're going to go ahead and subtract so that we can actually eliminate. So 1x minus 3x is negative 2x. The reason we subtract it is because when we subtract a negative, it's like adding. So negative 1x minus negative 1y minus negative 1y is like adding. So we're going to do negative plus a positive, which is going to give us the 0. But then I also have to subtract here so that we can get rid of this over here. So we can eliminate on the right-hand side as well. 7 minus negative 19. Again, it's going to be like adding. So 7 plus 19 is going to give me a positive 26. So negative 2x equals 26. Divide by negative 2, so we can get x by itself. This is 1, so 1x equals negative 13. Now that we know what x equals, we can plug it in to solve for y. Negative 13 minus y equals 7. You guys can see I chose the first equation. There's no reason that I picked the first equation. You could pick one of the two. It does not matter. We could have plugged it into this one. But I'm going to finish solving down here. Add 13, negative y equals 20. But I don't want to know what negative y equals, I want to know what the positive y equals. So we're going to divide by that negative 1, and y equals negative 20. So we have the solution, negative 13, negative 20. And I just want to double check that it works because we used this equation up here. But I want to plug into this equation just to double check. And this is just how we can check ourselves. So 3 times negative 13 minus y, which is negative 20. And I want to know, does this equal negative 19? So is it true that negative 39 plus 20 equals negative 19? And absolutely. And so since this is true, we know that it works for both because we used the first one and we plugged it into the second one. So this one had one solution, and the solution is the coordinate point that we found right here. So we're going to do a second equation, second set of equations over here, and we're going to solve this one. Okay, so we have 6x minus 3y equals 6, and 4x minus 2y equals 9. I can see here that with my 3 and my 2, I can easily make those both into a 6. If I multiply the top equation by 2 and the bottom equation by 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6. We cannot forget, though, that whatever we're multiplying by has to multiply to all three parts. A lot of times we'll forget to multiply by the equal sign over here. We need to remember to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply, and I'm going to rewrite them down below down here. So 12x minus 6y, multiply again, equals 12. And then down here, 12x minus 6y equals 27. So you'll notice that if I subtract 12 minus 12, that's 0. I'm going to subtract here again, but when we subtract a negative, it's like adding. So 6 plus 6 is also 0. I'm going to subtract here, and I'm going to get negative 15. Does 0 equal negative 15? No, so this is a no solution. And this is no solution because these lines would be parallel. So this is our answer here. because this is not true. If it's not true, there is no solution. Okay, so not true means no solution. Then we have our last example here. 24x plus 28y equals 20, and 12x plus 14y equals 10. This bottom equation here, if I multiply it by 2, I'll have a 24 and a 24. And then I can eliminate, I can subtract down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by 2. I'm going to double everything. I'm going to rewrite the first one first. And then 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 14 is 28. 2 times 10 is 20. So by now you guys can definitely see that these are the same equation. This one, when I doubled it, became the first one. So if I were to eliminate and I subtracted everywhere, it would be that 0 equals 0. This is always true. Since this is always true, this is an infinite number of solutions. So an infinite number of solutions because this was always true. 0 always equals 0. And we could tell that because these two were the same line. So infinite solutions is going to be same line after you eliminate. So we could tell that we had 3 different outcomes with our 3 different problems. We found an actual solution here, no solution here because 0 does not equal negative 15. And then we had an infinite number of solutions because we had the same line.